We gotta help him find his guitar. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. A really interesting photo of a mid-2000s custom-ordered Les Paul showing up today that we need to check out because there's 3 unique features to it. So first off, here's the body. We've got an uncovered bridge pickup, and we've got some sort of a mini toggle switch in between the controls. Did you notice? Our pickups are a little bit closer together than usual. This is a 24 fret Les Paul custom. The bulk majority of Les Pauls are 22 and they look like this. Now that's not to say things like the buckethead Les Paul don't exist. But you gotta remember, those things are baritone oversized, that's why they don't look that different. Usually a Gibson with 24 frets has to squish the pickups and put them in a different area. For example, like the 24 fret SG Diablo. Or check out one of the Les Paul DC standards. You see how close the pickups are together? Some guys like that, others don't. If you think that's really cool and you want a cheaper version, maybe check out the Prophecy series guitars that Epiphone currently has within their lineup. You can see the exact same things going on here. But no, Dan got Gibson to make him a custom one, which is rather quite shocking because I'm not sure if Gibson would accept this custom order yet today, but it looks kind of interesting, especially the fact that it's not just an uncovered bridge pickup, it's a Dirty Fingers that he spec'd it out with that. But you know what? I just realized they had to make a custom pickguard just for this guitar because, again, your spacing, normally your cut-ins like right here. That's hilarious. I love the fact that it does have the pickguard because of that. But now we need to go to this little mini toggle switch. What's going on here? Is it a nod to the old school stylings of the 70s? That's how you do your splitter switch? No, it's actually for a piezo. In the mid-2000s, there's actually a Slash signature model that has the exact same thing on it. And if you're not familiar with what a piezo bridge is, zoom in here on the saddles. You can see they look a little bit different. That's because underneath here, there's typically a PCB system that feeds wires through it. You're gonna have a little hole underneath it, and then that activates your circuit. It makes it sound like an acoustic guitar in a roundabout way, as close as you can get on an electric guitar. If you wanna see all that stuff up close, maybe check out the Alex Lifeson Epiphone that we did here. This Schecter was another one that had it. Or who could forget the amazing No Pickups Nylocaster? So this is quite the rockin' beast, right? Piezo, Dirty Fingers, 24 frets. This thing's ready to shred and put you to bed. But we need to zoom out on this photo now. Do you see what else might be interesting about this? No fretboard markers. So again, kind of going to a blacked out buckethead, but without it being oversized and baritone. But having a straight ebony board, you don't find that very often. You'd think Gibson would do a small run because technically it's less work. You don't have to put as many inlays in it. And a lot of guys like that unmarked look. But here's where the intro of this video comes in. Dan is looking for this guitar. He sold it in haste at one point in time of his life, and he would like to get it back. So if anybody knows where this is, feel free to chime in the comments, and maybe we can reunite him. I know everybody's got a guitar that they're searching for, and I can't feature every story, but hey, this thing, you're gonna remember it if you ever see it out there. So I felt he deserved a little bit more of a boost for getting mid-2000s Gibson to be extra fun. But speaking of one, here's one from the acoustic room that's just gorgeous in a nice Nordic blue finish. It's a Les Paul Ultima. I was actually in talks of securing this guitar before Landon got it. There was a guitar I was trying to trade for, and he was kind of interested in it, so I was flirting at it with the shop, but eventually they said, nah, someone else has already got a deposit on it, but it would have been really cool to have documented this one. So Les Paul Ultima, we've documented one on the show if you're interested in learning more. You get the really fancy Tree of Life inlays, you get the abalone mother of pearl combination, but this with the blue finish was just fantastic. Although maybe a little bit too gaudy for some people with the abalone purfling, but I feel it pairs really well with the blue finish. And hey, looking at it today, it looks like Eddie's did get another one in. So this one has like a slightly different quilt top to it, but I feel their photography brings out the colors a little bit better because now we can really see that icy blue back. But this one has more of a pinstripey flame on the headstock, and I think that other one looked just a little bit better. And Nordic blue is like Eddie's thing. They get these things in all the time in various formats. Here's another one that was kind of cool in my opinion. They did the gold hardware and 3 pickups. I have not seen them do this particular combination yet. Like I've seen them do a similar dress up on like an SG Custom, and we've talked about these things before. But it's the whole abalone inlays with the bluish green and the blue back that works well. Now this one doesn't have the figured neck, that's maple, so it's a little bit more traditional in that aspect, but you get the abalone, and cool, waffle back tuners. So that probably means it's, what, a 68 reissue? Yep, but those are not cheap. But then I found this one kind of odd. Here's another one, this time 2 pickup, called the same Nordic blue, but this time it actually turns out blue instead of like that greenish hue. It all comes down to the color of the maple at the top, or maybe they just formulated it a little bit different. I kind of like both of the different hues. They work really well on a custom, so feel free to check out Eddie's listings if you want to buy one, or hey, let's new guitar day it. But now some other interesting ones I found this week. So there was this SG Standard with a really broad date range, 1960 through 85. Let's see if we can help them out here. Because at first I thought, okay, it's got like an EMG and some Tiger Slash pickup here, one replaced knob, you've got a Bigsby on it, but you could almost see like tiger stripes or something. Now that ended up just being a reflection, I'm pretty sure. So this went from like a hot rodded guitar to maybe somebody's just replaced some parts. However, factory stock black SGs, SG Standards that is, are insanely rare. So it's likely been refinished at some point in time. However, we've got the harmonica bridge, so we know it's within the 70s. Having the Gibson branded Bigsby, that takes you to the early 70s as well. However, this would have to be after 72, 73 because it's top routed, unless somebody's changed some stuff. Refinishes can hide a lot, but most likely you're within that 73 to 75-ish range on this one. Yeah, now I can confirm it's a refinish. Somebody tried to chisel out their serial number again. And nice, we've got the M6 Schallers. Now again, remember it's refinished, you can hide a lot of things and change stuff. However, if that's stock, that puts it pretty solidly at 1975. Kinda unusual to get the stock Bigsby in that particular year though. So possible that was added after the fact, but that one sold for $3,000. Then we have a made-to-measure 335 59 reissue, ES335 in Silverburst, offered up by the Music Zoo. You don't see this color on a 335 very often. Now there have been runs, so I'm not going to say it's impossible to find, but as far as a brand new one, yeah, outside of custom ordering it yourself, you're probably not going to find one of these. However, if Slash can fall in love with the 335, maybe Adam Jones will too, and then we'll just get more signature 335s. I was kind of shocked that this one sold so fast. I'd be curious what knobs and switch tip you would put on this one, but it sold for somewhere around $7,100 and took less than a day to do so. Speaking of something else that didn't last long, I was very, very tempted to buy this one because $3,000, that was a very fair price for this. So it was offered by Unisound. It's a Les Paul Classic. It's got this very interesting top. Now do keep in mind, these photos look a little bit doctored. They're using specific lighting situations. It might not look as crazy in person, but it should still be pretty good. But you've got this interesting honeyburst-like finish. But then you get to the back and it's blue. Yeah, I'll never forget the first time I saw one of these. It is legit. This photo tells you everything you need to know. This has been in someone's display case or something where it received a lot of sunlight. Because look, you can see it actually started blue all over because your pickup rings have hidden it, and it's just sun bleached over the years. So what looks like a honeyburst really started as blue, which is just fantastic. Only the top faded. But we've got that cool limited edition decal. And this was made in 1995. Then Chicago Music Exchange had an interesting 61 Standard. Now this is just regular production. It's the year when Gibson came back, reformed all the stuff. This one has some really cool wood grain. A lot of ringiness. I mean, I could see how somebody would be like, nah, I don't really want that on mine. I want it to be a bit more traditional, but this is the stuff I always gravitate towards when I'm like trying to find a special review piece when a new model comes out, especially when you get it here and there. But now I'm curious, it's been a while since I looked at this listing. How's the back? Not quite as exciting, but it still has some character to it. If you're gonna play an SG, it might as well have character. But that one must have sold in store. In 1570, I can see why. Next up, this thing popped up again. I got so excited. I would gladly pay that much for one in crate condition. This was a limited edition 2017-2018-ish run of the chambered blackout series. So these things came stock with EMG pickups. However, That's not the correct set. Somebody has swapped out the electronics on this particular one. However, they're still EMGs, but they have the black binding and they came in really cool racing car finishes. Like we've documented a Stallion Red on the show. I still have it in my collection, and I'm not going to lie to you and say this is the most collectible model in the world, but they are kind of cool from the era that I like. They still have the rich light fretboard, the blacked out mother of pearl inlays, but I really, really like the Diablo Yellow. And so far, only like one has ever shown up for sale, and unfortunately, it's this exact one. These have 3-piece maple necks, not that you can really tell, but this one has some lacquer cracking along the neck. Which, in the long run, is it gonna hurt the guitar? No, but I would rather not have that be there on my example. And it looks like this one was on a stand, so it's got some rash there. You can also see some along here, but it was cool to at least see it show up again. Must have sold on their website or to a local fan. But alright, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.